Jedi training Rey is incredible in every phase of light side territory battles, yet most people treat her like a phase 1 team. I'm here to show you that you're missing out on one of the most powerful territory battles teams to date, even more powerful than Rey, Jedi Master Luke, or Jedi Knight Luke. I've been using JTR in every phase for months, but a couple of key realizations on top of the turn meter overflow changes has transformed JTR into an absolute god when the team is modded correctly. Send this to your TB officer, and let's dive into the details and get your gameplay to the next level for Geonosis. The core of this new concept is that making R2 fastest in the team combines with the turn meter overflow changes to give us a level of safety with this team that we've never had before. It doesn't eliminate RNG entirely, but it gives your team a huge head start and gives you a lot more control to pick up an easy win. It's important that you pay close attention to the critical chance stat on each of these characters, starting with R2. If you have C-3PO's Wait For Me Zeta, then R2 only needs to reach 50% special crit chance. I cannot stress this enough, do not make the mistake of checking his physical crit chance here. Scroll all the way down to the bottom and make sure you're on special offense. If you're missing the Zeta on 3PO, you do need to hit 60% special crit chance. BB-8 and JTR need 60% physical crit chance, and Finn needs to hit 60% special crit chance. I went into the mission with R2 having 330 speed, which is enough to go first in phase 3 middle. I don't know what the minimum speed to beat for going first in each phase is, so there might be some trial and error there, but just get him as high as you can. For the rest of the team's speeds, ideally you want them to be as high as possible, but what really matters here is the order, and I'd set the starting minimum ideally around 290 to 300. The lower you go, the wider the window of opportunity for bad RNG. First in the turn order is BB-8. In the footage you'll see he had 329 speed. I have him as 1 less speed than R2, although this isn't a hugely important deal. Second is JTR, who ideally wants to be as close to BB-8's speed as possible here, also ideally exactly the same. But it wasn't realistic for my JTR to reach 329 speed, so I ran her at 320. 3PO comes right after, with an effective 1 speed lower than hers. We achieved this by giving him 21 less speed than JTR's speed. Last in the turn order is Finn. Because of the droids putting everyone else ahead of him, his speed should be as high as you can get him after making sure you hit that 60% special crit chance. In every character's case, general stats focus beyond the mentioned requirements involves potency, protection, or health. We don't need to focus on tenacity or offense here at all. Even if the character doesn't have a debuff in their kit, the potency is still important so that we can apply offense down from C-3PO's unique. For Zetas, JTR lead is required, and Virtuous Protector is a pretty high value pickup. Her third Zeta is skippable, however. BB-8's roll with the punches is also pretty solid, although we're calling C-3PO to assist with JTR instead of BB-8. Self-preservation protocol isn't bad here either to try to keep your droids healthy. I'd strongly recommend picking up both of R2's Zetas. Combat analysis is the more important of the two for this battle though. Both of C-3PO's Zetas are also extremely good here, and Finn's Zeta can help in some situations, although that is going to be rare. During phase 1, I suggest you use this team in the middle zone, since the south zone involves fighting against Geonosian Spy. This isn't an impossible fight, but if you're new to the team or not experienced with the matchup, you're very likely going to lose a character. It's also worth noting that even if you do lose a character, getting 4 out of 4 phases completed is actually still pretty easy, but don't take that as a recommendation. Let's jump into gameplay. Before we begin, I want to call out that it's important to think about where we're aiming, even for abilities as simple as BB-8 Wiggle. Every special can help spread offense down, which can be incredibly valuable to help you stay alive, even if you're at lower gear. The first move is different depending on if we're fighting against a team with a single B2 or multiple. If there's only one B2, go ahead and just use basic on him. This gives our team a potential 40% turn meter and avoids activating him or causing Magna Guard to taunt. It's a setup that we already start off in complete control, so no need to add any risk to the situation. If you're fighting multiple B2, First off is R2's Flamethrower. Aim at a high priority character that doesn't have stacks of droid battalion, such as Sniper Droid. There's a lot of RNG that's going to happen as we use Flamethrower, but our team will gain a ton of turn meter overflow from the exposes. If we expose B2, it'll prevent him from getting to 100% turn meter, meaning that we have complete control over the rest of the fight. Because there's so much variety going on, there isn't an easy turn-by-turn guide I can give you here. Instead, I'm just going to break down my general priorities and thought process when reacting to a change in the board state. First and most importantly is dealing with any threats that can automatically gain large amounts of turn meter. This includes sniper droids, droidicas, and B2 battle droids. Typically, you work by dealing with the B2 first, although sniper droids are ultimately what will kill or disrupt your run. Take a look at the outcome of your flamethrower. The main focus is to check for enemies who got exposed. This example here shows landing all exposes on every important character, which essentially means that we automatically win this entire run. In this type of scenario, since we have exposes on the sniper droids already, we never have to worry about them taking a turn or disrupting us, since every special we do will pull them back off of 100% and stop them from gaining any turn meter overflow. All we have to do is use mind tricks on one B2 and kill off the other. It's important to note that C-3PO's first use of his special should always give translation to JTR, and JTR should always call C-3PO to assist. Don't freak out if you can't completely control the B2, as once Finn gets inspired, the whole team gets counter chance, which makes it incredibly easy to deal with them. Because we have everyone on the team modded for 100% crit chance, the buff immunity all gets cleansed off automatically when you counterattack. We still can't waste any time here though. We need to make sure that the sniper droids aren't allowed to reach 15 stacks and use their first special. This execute is really the only way that you can lose characters in this run. You can leave the B2 dazed and stick to single target attacks on the snipers, or just deal with the B2 first. Daze and ability block from JTR's Mind Tricks ability, or 2 stacks of C-3PO's Confuse are going to be your best method to stop sniper droids in their tracks. Once you've locked down the big threats in the first wave, you automatically win the whole thing. The process for each wave essentially boils down to the same thing. Try to get BB-8 to eliminate a Destiny before the wave ends, and try to get JTR's cooldowns back up and ready to go before the next wave. Avoid using C-3PO's special at the end of a wave either. At the start of the next wave, I'd avoid using AoE damage until you use single target damage to knock out any B2s that might be present, just so he doesn't give the team some extra turn meter. Other than that, spam all your special abilities and keep the board under complete control. Keep repeating this process and you'll never be in danger. All of the exposed spam makes it incredibly easy to collect a free win. Let's take a look at a case for why Flamethrower R2 feels so effective, even in a situation with pretty horrible RNG. Here's an opening shot where the 70% chance to expose everyone only lands 2 times, meaning we're looking at pretty minor TM overflow gains. To make things worse, the B2 hits my foresight, which activates the other B2, who wasn't at 100%. Through this entire time, solely because of the extra turn meter overflow we got from R2, my team was given complete priority over the B2 and sniper droids that were otherwise threatening to go immediately. After months of practicing this battle using the more traditional JTR setup, this felt like activating God mode. The average runs will be somewhere in between these 2 recorded examples here, but of course more runs will always be the best way to test it. I'll be streaming all of my waves as I go for the perfect run this TB, aiming for over 70 waves completed. Stop by and check it out if you're in the mood. Otherwise, get out there and go impress your guilds. I've been getting a ton of feedback from people who have been trying this style out, and even had someone's guild accuse them of cheating. This TB style is that good. Other than that, I'm going to leave this recording running just so you can get the idea of how to handle phases 2 through 4. But that's all there is to it. Happy hunting.